It's on.
Should I put that in the video?
Yeah. It's on. This right here,
This
folks,
thing
is a 1940 John Deere G. The biggest, I take that back, almost the biggest cubic inch tractor of the two-cylinder line. That would be the D. The D. The big double D.
Yeah, so we're here out today
Jugs.
with this John Deere Model G Unstyled 1940?
Yes.
1940 tractor. So it's old. It's a Johnny Popper, as a lot of people call them, two-cylinder. So tell us a little bit about it. When did you get it?
We just got it the other day.
The other day?
Yes.
Really? Why did you get it the other day? What are you using it for?
Well, it's going to go to France.
Going to France? Why is it going all the way to France?
Because they like our John Deeres.
Oh yeah, well that makes sense. So it's going. Do you know if this thing has ever been repainted or restored, or is this original?
So I believe that this was repainted. This is a different hood because it's super nice. So it's definitely had a new hood put on it.
Is this the sticker that it looked like when it was first off the assembly
Well,
line?
it would have been painted because they did like a silk
okay.
screen detail across there.
And you're a painter yourself, aren't you? So you
Yes.
can tell. Nice. 4 years, I think, right?
It was
So
supposed to be rebuilt, and it has oversized pistons in it. So when you actually try to start it, you can take the flywheel and try to spin it over like you're going to start it. And you will see how hard it is to turn it over.
Can I go?
Yeah.
Which way do I turn it?
You turn it this way.
This way?
Start it, yes. Counterclockwise.
Oh! Yeah.
You would not be able to start it.
No, it's... Okay, now I gotta think about what else to ask.
So there is supposed to be an air cleaner thing here.
Yeah, I noticed it was missing.
And it attaches underneath here and comes down and then attaches to the carburetor. The guy that had this before, the guy I got it from, he wanted to pull with it at the fair, so he just had a little air cleaner attached here to get rid of all the rest of that stuff. He was going to look and try to find it because a collector obviously would want it back on there. These tires on the front are probably a little small, but again, he wanted to pull with it, so he probably had them.
Do you know about how much horsepower this thing makes?
That is a good question. I really don't. I think they were like 30 or something, maybe even 40.
30 horsepower.
Maybe 40 from the factory.
Oh yeah, it's a nice machine.
Okay, so do you want to walk around and tell us a little bit more about this tractor?
Sure. Like I said, I think this tractor is a 1940 John Deere G, unstyled. By unstyled, for anybody that doesn't know, it means that it does not have the grill pieces on here, and it's more open. Newer style tractors have the grills around the front and has more sheet metal kind of hiding some of this stuff, and it looks fancier, I guess.
Yeah.
But the newer tractors were unstyled. This G is what they call a high radiator G. There's a low radiator that were made in the very beginning. To what serial number, I don't recall, but they're the very early ones. And if you come in closer and look here, the top tank, I guess, of the radiator does not have this part in a low radiator. It's exactly what it says. It's lower, and my understanding, it did not have the cooling capacity, and so the tractors, when they're working out in the field, would get hot, overheated. So it was kind of a thing that John Deere, I think, changed, and so there isn't very many low radiators around that are actually original low radiators because they all got changed out. And of course, back then, they didn't care, so they just threw the radiator in the scrap pile probably. But those are more rare. This is still kind of rare. I think it's had a new hood, like a reproduction hood, because there's no dings and dents and bends, and usually it gets banged up. these right here are called petcocks, and you open them. They're closed when they're like that, but you open them, and then the compression of the engine actually comes out. When you try to spin the motor out, it comes out, and it is supposed to let you spin the motor over. On this one, because of the higher compression that it has, it's still really hard to turn over, as we saw before. This would be your clutch. The clutch is inside here. All these old 2-cylinders have a hand clutch, so you push that forward, and then that engages your clutch, and away you go. Pull it back to stop. Nothing else really to tell too much on this thing. It does have a PTO. This drawbar is just a piece of flat stock. The guy kind of went to county fairs and pulled with it, I think. So he probably wanted a shorter drawbar and something heavy, so he just ended up going with this shorter one down here. But
Oh, sweet.